Dear Grace. I'm back outside again. In the backyard. Smoking my brains out. And I don't feel like continuing the sleepy Joe Rogan Experience story. Don't feel like recording at all. So I'll read from Pep Talks and Picker-Uppers. Let me see if I can give myself a pep talk and a picker-upper. It's overcast again. Big surprise. Fairly cold outside, but not freezing. Alright, Pep Talks and Picker-Uppers. I'm going to randomly open it up to a section called Financial Straits. When it's too much or not enough. Sound familiar? Alright. Financial straits. It's too much or not enough. If money makes the world go round, there are bound to be issues. As the multi-attributed saying goes, I've been rich and I've been poor. Believe me, rich is better. Unfortunately, only 5% of Americans are in the top 5 wealth bracket, and even they have their money woes. I may have to walk and talk this one. It's a little cold to just be sitting outside. Which is okay. I've been meaning to do that anyways. I'll let you know some of the amazing things I found on the way to the park or train station. I'm walking out of the backyard. I'm just gonna go back to saying sleep. Well, it works for me. Sleep, 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 sleep. Alrighty. Well, there's not a lot of homeless people in the area. There are a few. Sometimes they have to leave their camp behind. They have all sorts of weird shit. None of which I can remember right now. funniest thing I found was a dildo package. It just seems like a strange thing to have in a homeless camp. But I guess everyone has their needs. I didn't see the actual dildo, just the package. I should have taken a picture. Normally it's not quite so sexual. It's more sad. However, I'll give the transit authority people credit. They don't just throw out the stuff. They sort of pile it up. And if the person comes back, it's there. If they don't come back, then it seems to disappear the next day. And I noticed they did the same at the park. Homeless person will have a little encampment, gone for the day. Park staff come by and tidy it up a bit, but they don't rip it down. So that part's good. Not quite sure that's a pep talker or a picker-upper. I'm walking beside a dirty green fence. It's actually kind of a weird color green too. Quite bright for a fence, or it was when it was original. Now it's dirty and old and decrepit, just like me. Next fence is also green, but more of a, what I would call a preserver green. It's wood that's been treated in preservatives have a certain green. Maybe I should go back to reading that story. Most of the trees are leafless, but not all. Actually, I take that back. 2/3 of the trees are leafless, but 1/3 of the trees around me are green year round, but not in the pine family or the cone family, deciduous family, whatever. They're just trees that don't shed, I guess. I have an amazing knowledge of trees, as you can tell, Grace. I could have been an arborist, but, you know, I still have to do this comedy thing for a while. Maybe in my old age, I'll climb trees, cut branches. One of my neighbors has a boat. Looks like a riverboat. Also has a nice camper van that I'd like. I'd like to just steal it. Live in a camper. Not much different than living in an 11 by 19 room. May have noticed the trains aren't too bad today. Running nice and slow. Holiday. Well, I don't know that New Year's Eve is a holiday, but for whatever reason they're running slow. Maybe just so I can talk to you. If they don't use AI for this train system, I wonder why, because they should. There's no train operators. All the trains are automatic. So shouldn't you just be able to take the video feed from the platforms, see how many people are there, take the video feed from people inside the train, or from inside the train, see how many people are there, see if that number of people on the platform will fit onto the train. If they won't, send another fucking train. I mean, they can leave those trains along the tracks all over the place. Just bring them up when they need them. But that would require too much logic. Instead, they still run them on a schedule. Even if the train's fucking empty. I get that to a degree. But again, you know where all your passengers are. It's not like they can get on or off the train anywhere other than a station. You literally know exactly how many customers you have at any point with AI and all your video feeds. You know how many you have, you know where they are, you know where they're going, you know where they're getting off. You can literally do all of that and watch all that. Well, I don't know where they're getting off, but when they get off, you know how many people can fit on the train. But sure, just do it your way. Send empty trains all over the place. What do I give a fuck? It's only electricity and noise. There's gotta be a joke in there somewhere, Grace. That's the problem with reading out stories, is hard to come up with jokes. Green truck, red car. Ooh, white camper van. That was an old one. Older than my neighbors. Gray 4Runner. Black Suburban. Bus. Well, at least I can still make stuff boring. Even if I can't make it funny. Kid walking down the street. Technically up the street because it's uphill. I guess it could be down the street while still walking up the hill. I'm out of coffee, which is too bad because I'd like a warm coffee right now. Can't think of anything nicer. However, alright, what else can I describe? Metal sticking out of a concrete road divider thingy. Where I sit and record this shit. Gonna walk back home. See if I've warmed up enough to sit. Secured by ADT. Someday, in my real retirement, not this temporary one, I'll run all this shit through AI. And see if I can figure out how many times the trains went by and rudely interrupted me in my conversation with you. I should have let you hear the gate close. That would have been exciting. And not boring at all. Sorry, she's taking a leak. Ha ha ha. Could AI tell the difference between a jacket zipper and a crotch zipper? I don't know. One of life's mysteries. Guess I'm just gonna ramble for another 5 or 10 minutes. And then say fuck it. It was very dry this summer. It didn't rain that much. But everything's green as fuck now. Moss all over the place. Can you hear the jet? Definitely not running noise suppression on this one. I think the noise might be the best part. Background noise. Sorry, spaced out for a second. I'll get back to this amazing sleepy time narration story about nothing. Basically a Seinfeld episode. Haven't seen the rat in the backyard for a while. Hope he's still alive. Squirrels are absent at the moment too. And they're just sitting in their little homes with their supply of nuts. I don't know what kind of home the two squirrels in the backyard have. Hole in a tree? Hole in the ground, box and open shed. Where the fuck do those little bastards live? If I was really an arborist, I'd probably know. I'll put that one down for retirement too. Get some tracking collars, squirrel size, tranquilizer gun, and then we'll monitor the little fuckers and find their home and see exactly where they're living. One of my neighbors is on his roof. If he falls off, I'm gonna have to call 911. Then they're gonna come, sirens blaring. I think the train's bad. And they won't be able to find the place. They'll drive around the block. Not realizing that the access to that neighbor's house is via the back alley. I know that, and I'll tell them that when I call 911, if I have to. But I don't think he'll fall. If he does, maybe I'll pretend I didn't see it. It's really none of my business. Why should I interfere in someone else's life? Oh, you think squirrels would hibernate? They're mammals. I think all mammals can hibernate. Probably even humans if we tried hard enough. Get really fat and sleep all winter? I could do that. I know how to fast. I know how to burn fat doing nothing. Just the boredom factor. You gotta stay asleep. Maybe instead of drug-induced comas, they need drug-induced hibernation. And then 1 month a year, humans just sleep. 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 What do you think of that idea, Grace? I think that's a winner and a keeper. But what would I know? I'm a pussy who smokes menthol cigarettes. Seeing train in the background, honking, going through the intersection at a whopping 1 mile an hour. Needs to honk the horn 5 times for every 3 feet the train fucking moves. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying. Those cunts could use some AI too. What about this? Throw a camera on the front of the train. Make it a 180 degree. If there's nobody around, there's no cars around, there's no people around, there's no dog walking across the tracks, then just fucking drive through. Don't blow your fucking horn. I don't care if it's your job, I don't care if it's the law, I don't give a shit. Use your fucking mind and don't blow the fucking horn if you're going 2 miles an hour through a fucking train crossing. Please. Maybe I'll just see if I can find some more things to bitch about, Grace. What else is annoying me? My left hand is cold, but I put it in my pocket, so that'll solve that problem. My right hand is cold, but I have to hold the microphone, so I'm just gonna suck it up. Gotta get this to at least 30 fucking minutes, otherwise you won't be able to sleep, and then I'll never hear the end of it. I like how almost every bird seems to have a different flight system. Some are flapping all the time. Some just put a couple of pumps in and then float in the air. Others are swirling around. Pretty fascinating stuff, Grace. Should be boring enough for you to sleep. Sometimes I think you're just being difficult. Probably sleep without hearing my voice, but whatever you say, I have to do, apparently. Back alley's perfect for street hockey. Pavement's a little rough, but it's fine. Then dead end, so no through traffic. Just saying, Grace. We live here with a bunch of kids. Another place to play some hockey. Could actually have two games going at once. The little ones could play in the backyard on the soft grass. So when they fall down, they don't get too bruised. And then the bigger kids can play in the back alley. And then eventually the little kids will get called up. They'll get their shot to play with the big boys. Or girls. Or whatever. Or maybe hockey's too exciting for you, Grace. You'd rather have them curling. Nice and boring. Dull. I should just narrate a curling match, Grace. Then you'd go to sleep. Kinda snucks. It snucks and it sucks that you don't get a lot of snow in Vancouver. Can't really get that Christmassy feel or anything. I'm warming up my right hand. Talking at the microphone on my left. Trees in the backyard are super tall. I mean super. The tallest trees in the block. I haven't measured them, but based on sight, considering I can see those trees from quite a distance away, I would say they're the tallest on the block. And if I'm wrong, Grace, you can sue me. You can take it out of our first paycheck. I've learned to almost completely ignore those trains. When I first started recording these, what was it, 6 months ago or more? I could hear those fuckers coming from a mile away. Annoyed the fuck out of me every time. No, don't give a shit. Guess that's like immersion therapy. Just immerse yourself in it so you don't give a shit anymore. Or at least that's my version. Probably go viral. The trains have numbers. 53 and 54 just went by. Those are pretty old trains. At one point in time, I was keeping track in my head of the lowest number train I'd been on, but I've forgotten that. Unless I already said that once earlier in one of these other ones, which I don't think I did. AI. I'll have to check. 53 is an old train. Old seats. I'm gonna start paying attention now. Been in a lot of 400 trains for some reason. Those ones I seem to notice. They're the newer ones. Oh, let's talk about trains. People are gonna think I'm autistic. Well, I broke the 30-minute mark. That really should be enough. I think what I'll do since I'm outside, I doubt I want to come out again later. I'll have one last puff. Clean out the old sinuses. Sorry, that was unintentional ASMR. I was gonna say I forgot what I was gonna say, but since I plan on saying nothing anyways. Honda, Ford, Toyota, another Ford, and I think under a tarp there's a Honda Civic would be my guess, but I could be wrong. There's no rake in the tree. I'm not sure if it was put there to just the head. I'm not sure if it was put there for artistic reasons, or someone was trying to use it to grow a vine up the tree, or someone was just being silly, or someone was fucking with me. Well, I guess. Let me try this real quick. I got nothing to say when I'm standing up. I'll see if I come up with something brilliant to say while I'm sitting down. Crouched like I'm taking a shit. Isn't that romantic, Grace? My descriptive descriptions. You're probably asleep. Doesn't matter. Say anything I want right now. implant that into your mind. But I won't. Nope. I'm no smarter sitting down than standing up. Still got nothing to say. What you should do, Grace, is have music playing in the background and listen to this. And then it won't be so bad when we have these little gaps where I can't talk because I'm too cold or too stupid to think of anything to say. And then I give up. However, luckily and thankfully, and thankfully, I'm not required to do this, so that's about 40 minutes. That's good enough for New Year's Eve, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, Grace.